We're going to react to Samara Cohen. She's with BlackRock, I believe the VP of ETFs.
If you total up those three acquisitions, so I saw a CNBC headline that says how the world's largest asset manager is using nearly 28 billion of acquisitions to reinvent itself. I don't know if that number is fully accurate, but let's call it 28 billion of acquisitions, and that's for the private assets. That's to help BlackRock push into the private assets and pre-Quinn. Will you do the same in crypto with M&A?
I mean, I have no idea. I think that we are really early in our digital assets journey, and as I said, I think.
Did you just hear that? She just said that you're early. We're early still. BlackRock just said we're still early in our digital assets journey. We've been here for a couple of years, guys. And they're just getting started. Congratulations. We're going to make it.
We are really bullish on the potential for tokenization to improve access to capital markets and make them work better. So we are very much focused on the path to more tokenization in markets.
More tokenization.
We are very focused on the utility of bridges to investors. So whether that is an ETP that kind of brings more access to crypto to, onto TradFi rails, or whether it is like we talked about tokenized money fund, some of the biggest consumers and investors in tokenized money funds are crypto native institutions that want more sophisticated, treasury management capabilities. So.
So you're hearing that crypto natives are already using tokenized treasuries. TradFi basically sounds like TradFi's, and this is actually, when I think about it, you hear her say that, and it reminds me something that at the Ondo Summit, and I had said, basically was talking about this, we were the flip-flops, right? We were the flip-flops, they were the suits. If you are crypto native, you are considered a flip-flop to TradFi. And these conversations that they were having is alluding to the fact that the flip-flops have helped the suits. We've been here, we understand it, we can help them. And that is a general understanding. And basically, she reiterated that right there, which is great to hear again.
We will continue to invest in our capabilities to build those bridges. I think this question around crypto as or crypto is it's such a broadly defined term. Like if I say digitalized capital markets, people need to be invested in capital markets. But I'm curious your thoughts on that. What is the turning point where more people's investments go on chain than off chain?
Yeah, I mean,
this to me is probably, when the majority of investments go on chain versus off chain. I know that for years we have joked about the flippening of, is Ethereum going to flip Bitcoin? And now is XRP going to flip Ethereum, or is Solana going to flip? This is honestly the tokenization of treasuries, bonds, yields, corporate debts, the whole RWA ecosystem. And the whole broad thing obviously is going to major change, a major game changer for ecosystems and economies. But when you think about the flippening that matters, it's not ETH over Bitcoin. It's bringing the world on chain. That's when we truly win. That on chain, you bring off chain capital on chain. That's it. That's the big win.
I think at Blockworks, we basically just see this as we're creating a new financial market here. And you've got all these assets in traditional kind of old databases, and we're just moving assets into a new, maybe more efficient database.
Yeah, and I love that analogy. I think attention must be paid to the transition Because look, I could stipulate if you and I were sitting together and coming up with a vision for global capital markets from a whiteboard, it would be, much more tokenized than, markets are today. But we have huge functioning legacy markets, and how you get from point A to point B is something we need to spend time on.
Yeah.
And that's, I spend a lot of my time thinking about that and how these markets can be as interoperable as possible for a long period of time as well.
I'm kind of really enjoying watching some of these videos and being able to react to it and have an opinion and just like listen and learn more and stuff. I hope this works out well for you guys. I thought that was cool. It was really interesting for me to and you heard me say earlier in the show here is that I got to see her speak at the Ondo Summit in New York earlier this year, and the energy in that room was very interesting, right? Because it was TradFi meets DeFi, and there were very few crypto native people there, right? Like very few. And like I just said a second ago, they were very easy, to refer to people like us as the suits, or excuse me, as the flip-flops. We were the flip-flops. We are the flip-flops. We're look, this is what I wear. I don't wear a suit every day.